Hello guys, welcome back for another video. Today what we're gonna do is talk about the new sneak that we have, potentially of a character, a highly hyped character that's going to be releasing an anniversary. This might be potentially his first sneak peek. And also, apart from that, we're gonna talk about how prepared are you for Anime Vanguards Update 9. We're gonna talk about that. And without further ado, let's get this video started. Alright, just so you guys know, our goal is to eventually get to 100k subscribers, a goal that will likely take us ages. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. I post Anime Vanguards content and all these other tower defense games. However, the problem and the reason why I'm not posting these other tower defense games is because I don't like them. I only like Anime Vanguards right now and potentially Anime Last Stand. So I'll only be trying to post on those two and potentially only when they update, but I'll be posting on Anime Vanguards daily. So if you want to see more of what I'm posting and maybe just want to stay updated on Anime Vanguards, then don't forget to like and sub. Without further ado, let's start this video. Okay, so because there is literally only 2 sneaks, this is going to be pretty fast on the sneak peek side. Who am I kidding? We're gonna take like 5 minutes on the sneak peek side, yapping about the exact same thing. But yeah, the new sneak peek is theorized to be for DIO Over Heaven. Now, before I continue, a lot of people are saying that this is going to be for the time-stopping girl in AA that I totally forgot the name. I totally forgot the name of that character. Haruka? No, not Haruka. What was the name of that character again? Oh, yes, Homura. The name of that girl was Homura. The time-stopping girl in AA. She does have a very similar ability to this. However, the thing and the reason why I believe this is going to be DIO Over Heaven is because of the model. Take a look at the model right here. Right, there's 2 models, and you can even see the posing of these models right here. One of them is posed like this, and the other one is posed like that. So you can clearly infer from these that this character is most likely going to be a stand user. And obviously, you already got the other stand, which is the World Wonder of You. And this one right here, the model for this one doesn't exist yet. Model is missing. So we only have the VFX right now. So again, this most likely might be a VFX for a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime character, which is again the only one that we know of right now that's confirmed is DIO Over Heaven. So it's pretty much most likely DIO Over Heaven. And as we can see right here, most likely his ability is going to have something to do with time stop. Wow, what a shocker! Time stop. What a shocker for DIO Over Heaven to have a time stopping ability. So yeah, that's literally all we know right now. But I'm gonna start a propaganda here, right? I'm gonna try and start propaganda here and start by saying that DIO Over Heaven is probably the most hyped unit in the update, right? Probably next to no. DIO Over Heaven for most of the normies out there is the single most hyped character in the update. So most hyped in the update, more hyped than Wonder of You, more hyped than Silk Song. They should probably make this character really overpowered, right? They should probably make this character really broken. And I think, you know what, if I was the developers, how would I make this character broken? I would personally, if I was the devs, I would just give this character an incredibly overpowered time stop, right? I would give this character an incredibly overpowered time stop. But again, I'm not the developers, and there's a reason why I'm not part of the balancing team, why I'm not a planner or a balancer, because I would definitely give DIO Over Heaven an infinite time stop. But yeah, jokes aside, all jokes aside, I think DIO Over Heaven, which is this most likely 95% chance this is gonna be DIO Over Heaven, but he's most likely gonna be named like Time Stopper Heavenly or something like that, or Golden Guy, Golden Over Heaven, something like that. So before we move on to the next part of our video, how broken do you think is DIO Over Heaven gonna be? And also, who do you think is going to be the most broken character, the most OP character in Anime Vanguards Update 9? Comment down below who you guys think is the most overpowered character, because I have my bets on DIO Over Heaven going to be the most overpowered character in Anime Vanguards Update 9, simply because he's the most hyped. So I want to hear your thoughts. Let's move on to how prepared are you exactly for Anime Vanguards Update 9. So this is just a little segue because I will not be making a full-on how to prepare for Anime Vanguards Update 9 video until we are close to Anime Vanguards Update 9. I'll be making a video on that once we are closer, once we probably have a confirmation that it's close. That's when I'm gonna make a video on how to actually prepare. But right now, I just want to ask you, how prepared are you for Anime Vanguards Update 9? So maybe you can start preparing right now if you're not that prepared yet. Or we're gonna start with the most important currency, which is going to be trade rerolls, right? Trade rerolls are going to be the most important currency, and you might be shocked by this, but I think you need to have 1,500 rerolls minimum. So if you don't have 1,500 rerolls right now, I believe that you are unprepared for the update. I believe that if you don't have 1,500 rerolls right now, you are unprepared for Anime Vanguards Update 9. To put that into perspective, there's about 14 units in this update. 14 units. Most likely, there's going to be a lot of them that are meta. I think most of them are most likely going to be meta. If you only have like 500 rerolls, unless you're extremely lucky, you're going to get cooked, because imagine if there's 6 meta units. You're gonna have to roll on all of them, and if you don't have enough rerolls, you might only get Monarch on one of them, which is going to be sad. So obviously, try to get at least 1,500 rerolls right now. And the reason why I'm only saying 1,500 is because that's the minimum for a Monarch, right? That's the maximum for a Monarch that you can. After 1,500, if you keep using 1,500, you're going to get guaranteed Monarch on the unit. The next one is going to be gems. The reason why gems is going to likely play a part is because Anime Vanguards Update 9 is a 9.0 update. Every 9.0 update, or every 0.0 update in general, has banner characters. So most likely, we are going to be getting some banner characters, not all of them, but some banner characters to appear, right? Unless they decide to make all of these characters limited, I think we will most likely be going. We will most likely be going. We will most likely be getting banner characters, at least like maybe 3 or 4 banner characters, and the rest could be exclusives or limiteds. Most likely 4 banner characters, and you need to at least get a bunch of gems, because these units are most likely going to have insane shiny units or insane shiny models. And obviously, in order to get the units themselves, you're gonna need to have gems. Like imagine if there's 5 or maybe 6 banner units. I think 50,000 gems is not gonna be enough. I think, or is 50,000 gems is gonna be the minimum. So 50,000 gems minimum for Update 9. And last but not the least, you're going to need to have a lot of stat chips. Now, the reason why stat chips are more important is because stat chips are kind of harder. You can't infinitely farm. Well, you actually can kind of infinitely farm stat chips, but you can't infinitely farm stat chips the way that you can infinitely farm stars. So these are the 3 most important things, right? Trait rerolls, number 2 gems, and number 3 stat chips. And this is because getting C+ on your units is going to be really, really good. Like getting C+ on all your units, or maybe even getting the godly, is going to be incredibly useful for all of your units. So yeah, those are the 3 things that you need to prepare. And how can you say you're prepared? You need to have at least, right? You need to have at least, is the least amount of stat chips that you can get or that you need to have before Update 9. Personally, I think the least amount of stat chips that you could have is 150 for super stat chips and about 300 for stat chips. I think with 150 for stat chips and 300 for stat chips, you probably have enough, right? You probably have enough to get Z+ on all of the units. I think even like 100 is enough, but just to be safe, get 300 on stat chips and get 150 on super stats, and you should be enough to get like Z+ or maybe even a godly on some of these units. But for sure, Z+ on every unit. That's it, pretty much, on how prepared are you. Those are the 3 most important things. Obviously, you need to prepare Roblox as well, but if you have all those 3 prepared, you're most likely going to be set for the anniversary update. Now that's going to be it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and sub. Peace out.